Hey, I'm Nick, and I talk a lot about time management, like I say a lot as well. And what that usually includes is making a lot of time to work on something and get something done. But what I have found, and what I want to talk about and help fix today, is that just putting more time into something doesn't generally mean you'll get the value that you think you'll get out of it. You see, even though I talk about and support trying your hardest all the time when doing something, the fact is that is very difficult to do, and a lot of the time you won't be using every second as well as you could be. And the problem is, those couple seconds that you might mess up on, or those couple minutes even, can add up the more time you give yourself to do a certain thing. So you may be giving yourself a couple hours to get a lot of stuff done, but in the end you may have slacked off a bit just naturally for a couple seconds at a time, couple minutes at a time, and it adds up at the end, and you haven't reached what you thought you would by the end of the time that you gave yourself to get something done. So a quick fix would be, well, just be more focused. But that's pretty simple, and there's not much substance to that answer. But what I've found is to almost do the opposite. You see, I talked about how the more time you give yourself to get something done, the more chances you give yourself to slack off on it. So giving yourself less time to do something would give you less chances to slack off, and would also mean you're more focused for that shorter period of time than having to stretch your focus longer. So overall, what we're doing is getting more value out of our time. But now you may be thinking, well, what do I fill up that time with now? Now that I've shortened the time I'm going to spend on that one activity, where's that rest of the time going? And if you were mad about being productive and getting as many things done as I was earlier, you may think, okay, I'll just move on to the next thing. But like I've talked about before, that can also be a bit detrimental and a bit polarizing for your thinking, moving from one thing to something that may be completely different while you were just in tune with that one subject. So instead of doing another completely different activity, I'd recommend trying something more menial, or an easy one is to do something social, such as going around with family or friends for that day. And that order can be switched around however you'd like. Maybe going out at the start of the day and then working until dinner, or working for that little chunk of time afterwards, or even before work a little chunk of time and then hang out with mates, which can be helpful to be more relaxed in a social environment. And why I'm talking about being social rather than smaller things like cleaning and organizing is that it's much harder to waste your time being social with someone, as almost every second that you're with someone, you're being social with them. Even if you are taking a break from talking to them or walking to and from somewhere, overall it's much easier to take more value out of your time being social with someone than doing something else, like the smaller things like cleaning and organizing. So yeah, hopefully that put a bit of a spin on your thinking and focus more on the value you're getting out of your time. And of course, if you're finding that you're getting very good value out of your time working for that small period, feel free to of course experiment with extending that period to see how well your focus is beyond what you are normally doing, and to see if you're still keeping that value within that slightly larger period of time. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully that makes you think a bit more on the actual value you're getting out of your time, rather than how much time you're spending on something as a whole. I'll throw up some more videos of the channel if you want to check them out, but until then, I'll see you later.